Hello, my name is Ilona. I'd like to make a video about raising your vibrations and changing timelines. I've made a video in Dutch and I'd like to make this one in English, obviously. So it's about the change in timelines we're facing right now. We've got the vibration it's going up. You know, we get a lot of support from outside, from our dimensions, from other dimensions, from other aliens, let's just say there's a lot going on right now. People, you probably, if you're very sensitive, sensed it. Things are coming up in the world. Things that have been repressed are coming up. The ugly side of life is coming up. The dark side, everything is open and it's starting to crumble. What's been building up for so long is starting to crumble. We're not going to follow that anymore. So we're waking up. That's what this is about. It's called the Great Awakening. It's the awakening to our possibilities. It's awakening to our own authority. So it's very important to hold our vibrations high. But how do you do that? Well, you do that by taking good care of yourself. And that sounds easier than it is. It's not just about taking care of your body, taking care of your mind. It's about taking care of your emotions, taking care of your feelings, taking care spiritually, and really connecting yourself with your inner, well, with the connection of the creator of everything around us. You can call it God, you can call it awareness, but it's the true creator of us. We all have that spark, that soul in us, that connection. And it's very important to connect with that and to really feel the openness and the acceptance of everything that's going on right now. That sounds very difficult because in one way we need to face the dark side, the darker side, everything that has been happening really under our noses, things we didn't want to see. It's time to see it. If you really want to raise the vibrations, you have to be aware of everything that happened. You can't turn away like, oh, well, that's too negative. I'm just going to focus on the positive. They say, well, what you focus on will grow. That's true. But you need to understand, well, this is how I view things. You need to understand that in your vibration, there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of things you've suppressed. And if you don't look at that, if you don't, just like everything in the world, what's going on, if you don't look at that, things will repeat itself. If you really want to raise your vibrations, you need to be aware of everything. Just not get completely caught up in it. So if I speak, from my own place, my own perspective, lately a lot of things have been coming up. Feelings of insecurity, feelings of feeling unsafe, which is a trigger in me. So I have to look at those feelings. I really have to feel those feelings, experience it, and let go. I'm not going to completely go into it, so I'm not going to go into that fear, but I just feel, where is that fear in my body? In a way, I visualize by making it bigger so I can really feel it, and then I breathe through it. So I don't let it run or take me over. Problem is, if you start feeling fear, I used to jump into my head. Oh, what do I need to do to get rid of this fear? So I wouldn't be really feeling anything. I would just be suppressing it and trying my hardest to get rid of that feeling. I would be numbing my feelings, in my case by food. That was my issue. Other people will have other issues. You could be, alcohol, other things you can do just to numb yourself, or just even be a workaholic. Everything that will distract you from really feeling yourself, really being with yourself, is a way of not connecting with yourself. You're running away and you're looking outside of yourself to fix it. So I'm trying not to do that anymore. So if I'm anxious or something, especially lately, a lot of things are coming up. I just try to feel. I try to write things down, and I just try to lay down or sit down and feel, what am I feeling? And I'm not going to walk away. I'm not going to wallow in it either. I'm not going to be like, but I'm just going to feel it. It's almost like looking at things, but I am sensing and feeling them. So I'm kind of breathing through them. By doing that, I actually make my own. It's like parts that you haven't looked at. Could be very long time ago, maybe even past lifetimes, or even this lifetime, experiences that were horrible for you or traumatic, or in one way or the other you couldn't face at that moment in time, especially when you were young and you've experienced a lot of hardships. It's in my case, I was bullied when I was younger, and my well, my home wasn't very safe either. So there was nowhere I was safe. So I kind of just built up a wall around myself. That was my way of protecting myself, but it isolated myself. So I'm in the process of breaking down that wall, because really, what am I really afraid of? If I create life, if I co-create life with the creator, there's really nothing I have to be afraid of. But it's really very difficult to just accept. You have to experience it. People can tell you, but then it will stay at this level and it has to sink in. You really have to experience and feel it for yourself, that there's nothing to be afraid of. We are all part of this. And in a way, what you think and where your energy, your vibration is what you will attract to yourself. So if you can let go of that very negative feelings or traumatic experiences, you can really connect with people and connect with yourself, and then you will of course see that in the outside world. So that's actually the vibration. The higher vibration is just not be afraid of things inside of yourself. The less you are afraid of what you're sensing or feeling inside yourself, well, the less you'll have to be afraid outside of yourself, because it is like a reflection of what goes on in inside yourself. So it's very important in this time, with everything that's going on, to stay connected to yourself, to trust also in the creator, to trust that everything will be all right. And if you feel you feel unsafe, you have anxiety, you have things, look at it. Try to breathe through it. Don't suppress it. Don't wallow in it. I know it sounds easier said than done. I had to take my time as well. Maybe you can write down if that feels right for you, but find a way, or maybe even make music. Just find a way to deal with it without looking outside, or without numbing it, or without pushing it away. And that's how you raise your vibration, because you become whole again. You can see it if something happens and you haven't really a traumatic experience. In my case, I was bullied for a year, really extensively, and I never really got over that. And it was a horrible time. I wasn't safe at home. I wasn't safe at school. I wasn't safe anywhere. So I felt very stressful. It was a very stressful period. And I was very young. I was 10 years old. So I never fully let go of that stress or that fear. So every time I would encounter something that, like, oh, they don't like me, or I don't fit in this group, or I would, close off and already start pushing people away, because that was the way for me to deal with things. I just have to do everything by myself. That will protect me. So I needed to look at those things, and I needed to look at the fear and feeling that unsafety. I'm now a grown up. I can, how do you say that? Process it. I don't have to be afraid anymore. That's why when you're triggered, you usually feel like a little child, or that's what I've noticed. You're like, ugh, it's overwhelming. It's like this incredible feeling. You're like, oh, I'm not going to make it. You're not a child anymore. That's the feeling of a child, or maybe even from past lives. It's all a possibility. It just depends on what your perspective is. But in this life, usually a lot of people already experienced things that weren't that nice, that were terrible, terrifying. And then now I have to look at that fear and really deal with it and just experience it and feel it, because then I'm transforming it. And that part of myself that I pushed somewhere in a dark corner in my consciousness is part of it again. So my vibration will raise. I don't have to spend time suppressing it, because that's what you're doing. And every time, this world is a way of teaching things. So you will face triggers or people or situations that will trigger that pain purposely to wake you up, to like, this needs to be healed. And especially in this time, when there's so much going on, there is a great awakening. So spiritually, we are really being triggered to face our demons in a way, to face our darkness inside ourselves, like we are facing the darkness outside. We have to face them both. But if you face them inside, the outside will be better, because that's how it works. And the vibration will be higher and better, and you will create a better world for yourself. So it's very important, and for people around you who will connect to that vibration as well. Everybody has a choice in that. Now everything is raised, everything is, how do you say that, speeding up. So we really have to step up now. We can't just push things away anymore. So things that were helpful, depends on your perspective, that would be able to numb things a couple of years ago are not working anymore. So your strategies of not dealing with it aren't working. You really have to deal with it. And of course, you have a choice. You can choose not to deal with it. That's a possibility. But then your vibration will go, and there will be different timelines. You will have people that are prepared to raise their vibration and go the direction of the heaven on earth, in a way, the beautiful new world we're going for and we really want, that fits that vibration. And other people will choose another vibration. I don't want to really, I know it sounds like higher vibration, but really it's just a different vibration. That's probably the best way of saying. It's a different vibration. They will create, obviously, a different world that will fit that vibration. So in a way, you have so much power in control by switching your vibrations. You pretty much are switching your timelines and switching the world you are tuning into. So the most important thing we can do right now is really keeping it as high as possible by looking inside ourselves, letting go of the pain, the fear, the anger, all the feelings that are how do you say that, lowering you. You can feel that when you certain feeling, you inside of yourself fear, you kind of feel, I kind of feel like this. So just by doing that, by letting that go, I see myself, the spirit, the soul, as something already a beautiful awareness. So in essence, we are this incredible awareness just by being in this system that's obviously been created with our cooperation. This sounds very strange for a lot of people, but we unwittingly, unknowingly, we have given away our power. That is a choice we've made, and it just, I think it happened in Atlantis and even prior to that, but a lot of things happened and we let it happen. So in essence, we did choose. We choose not to make people accountable for what they do. We choose to look away from things. That's a decision we made. But we are these incredible spiritual beings. So if we let go of all the things that are holding us back and all the things that are lowering our vibration, we automatically will become that incredible spiritual being that we are, in essence. So focus on that. That's how you can keep your vibrations high. Take care of yourself. Really listen to what your body needs. And that's the best way to deal with everything and to really grow as a person, as a soul, because that's really what we want. But at least that is what I want. It's really that spiritual connection and really feeling that acceptance, that deep love that is inside every one of us. And I'm feeling it more and more. I'm getting more in touch with myself, and the more I feel acceptance, I feel more compassion for people around me, for myself, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So thank you for watching this video, and hoping to see you in the next video. Bye.